Well, Donald Trump got tired of talking to people in all of these um, vital states that he needs to win in order to win the election. He decided he was going to talk to Rupert Murdoch and demand more positive press coverage in England on the talk shows and his all of Rupert's stations, and emphasize the negative about Vice President Kamala Harris. And so Rupert got on the ball, billionaire to billionaire. They decided, let's handle this the way a billionaire should do it. We shouldn't be out here talking with all of these people. We have a lot of minions who will do the job for us. So here is one talk show in England.
On the Labour Party.
Yeah, I must admit, when it comes to having a reticency to work with Donald Trump as president, that to me is absolutely bonkers. I personally can't wait for a Trump presidency. I think he was absolutely right when he said you can't trust the Iranians over the Iran nuclear deal, that we were essentially appeasing them when that ridiculous deal was made to give them all that money. And then next thing, you know what they're doing? They're sort of, state-sponsored terrorism is on steroids. I think that was incredibly naive.
It won't be a presidency because it'll be the first time that they will have elected a convicted felon.
At the end of the day, we've been through all of the madness of the lawfare, whatever one thinks about that. What worries me more is the fact that the sitting president and the person who would like to replace him, his deputy, conspired for months to cover up how ill he was, lying to the public. Lying. I don't think anyone can say, they didn't realize, because why all of a sudden...
But no one's talking about Donald Trump's mental illness. Donald Trump is way worse than Joe Biden was, and they're trying to emphasize that the people who work with and support Joe Biden, his vice president, they say she should have come out and said he had a mental illness. That's absolutely crazy. And they wouldn't do that to Rupert Murdoch. They would follow his orders and realized their role was not as head of the TV station, that their role is that of when Rupert says do it, do it. And that's what they're doing. And when Kamala Harris was vice president, if she didn't agree with what was going on, she was the vice president, not the president, and she played her role. But this woman is going to do the work for Rupert Murdoch and Donald Trump. And the poor guy in the middle, he has a weak mic, and the two people who are doing Rupert Murdoch's bidding, look at that guy. They have much stronger mics, so every time he tries to say something negative about Trump, he can't be heard because they're both talking on much louder microphones.
He's fine, he's fit, he's healthy, he's got all his capacity, but we can see he hasn't. Then also it's like, right, going to pull the rug and get rid of him. I mean, that to me was utterly disgusting and disgraceful. And talking about things that really send a chill down my spine, Kamala Harris has in the past advocated for things such as defunding the police, which is to me...
Now that's crazy, because Kamala Harris, as the Secretary of State, she was the chief police officer for the state of California. For years, she would not defund the police. She is, in fact, a policeman. And the fact that people were surprised she carried a gun when she goes in and she fights criminals, international criminals, every day during her time in California. And even in this, when she was working in San Francisco, which has a heavy number of criminals, international criminals, they come in from all countries, and a lot of them land up in San Francisco. How can you seriously talk about Kamala Harris defunding the police? That doesn't make any sense and shows this woman has absolutely no idea as to the jobs that Kamala Harris performed in the past for many years in a very successful manner. Anyway, I just wanted to show Donald Trump is using money from Elon Musk, and he's also using billionaire to billionaire social contacts with Rupert Murdoch and other people who own television stations and radio stations. So you have to be very careful. The stuff you're hearing is all very contrived, and it's all going to be hugely negative against Kamala, this woman in England. Why is she so passionate for Donald Trump? Is it because her boss is Rupert Murdoch? Yes, it is. Oh, and him too. All right, like and subscribe. Bye.